What inspired you to start this ministry?
Well, several things. When I was, my son Andrew was almost 3, he had onset event that caused autism to occur. Basically, his autism started. By the time he was 4, we had brought him to DLBC, Deltona Lakes Baptist Church, and because there was this particularly well-suited preschool teacher named Rachel May, and she knew how to, long story, she knew how to work with kids with autism. And when Andrew had to move from the kindergarten, when Andrew had moved from the preschool to the kindergarten, the kindergarten teachers basically said they didn't know what to do with him. He's running around the room and jumping on the tables, and they had no real training and no real idea how to work with him. And because I had 10 years in the field at that point, working with kids with autism and disabilities, I got together with another couple of parents, Tim and Sheila Downs, and we put together the autism. We put together the I gotta get the names straight. We put together the 2x2 ministries. And when we started 2x2, it was basically short answer. So one little boy in preschool should go to kindergarten with his peers, and that's basically the ministry in a nutshell. At this point, 7 years later, any student at the DLBC or any person with disabilities can come to DLBC, and we will help them. Yeah, that's right. We will help them fit in with their peers. So if you're a 3rd grader, you go to 3rd graders. If you're a 6th grader, you go to 6th graders. For me, my work here at the church, my work outside of the church, my work with my son, there's no real breaks. I'm in autism world 24/7. That's my life, and I think that's one of the reasons God called me to this ministry, is because one thing I bring more so than any one professional is perspective. I can see the forest for the trees, and so the toughest part at home is leaving the ministry and my work where it goes, not at home, and creating a home life that's simply meant for refreshment and meant for my time with my family and with my son and daughter and wife, and that's been a challenge, but we've been doing that, so it's been honest. It's been good.
VBS is a week long. It's like 3 hours at night. The kids come. There's a lot of music and a lot of activities, and it's really loud and very overwhelming. What's the word I'm looking for? Sensory overload for even the average kid at times. But then, if you have a child with autism, it gets pretty pretty intense. So I had been working in the ministry for about a year at the time, and they had me paired with Carl, and I hadn't really worked with him much at the time, and so we didn't know each other that well, and I had never done a VBS, so this was all new, and we were short-staffed, so there was nobody to back me up. So the first day, I was supposed to be Carl's buddy and help him through the whole week, and we were going to integrate into a class, and nobody showed up to lead the class, so there were about 6 first graders looking for an adult to lead them, and so that had to be me. And so I had Carl as my buddy and 6 first graders to lead around the church, and it was really, really rough because Carl was having a hard time, especially by the end of the night. Game time, he would just go running crazy because it just became too much sensory input for him, and he couldn't take it. So I learned very quickly. First we'd sit through the lesson, then we color, and I learned very quickly how to reinforce, and like right there on the job quickly. And by the second night, I was almost in tears because I didn't think I could do it. But by the end of the week, somebody had come in to help lead the group, and it wasn't just me anymore. And I realized that Carl and I made it. And not just that we made it, but that he was able to learn, and he was able to participate. And we did it together, and I really enjoyed it. And it was hard work, and it was a struggle, but we made it, and I loved it. And since then, my life has been completely changed, and absolutely love children with autism. So that's pretty much why I'm in this ministry. That these are amazing kids that have great potential, and that you can't look at a disability and say they can't do something, because there's absolutely nothing they can't do if we just accommodate them and help them. They might take a partner to do it, but they can do it. So don't count them out just because they have a disability.